Hello fans of Marvel heroes and friends of my channel, welcome to another episode of Q&A whereby I answer some of your questions while playing this game. My name is Wilfred Wong and welcome to this channel where you see videos and guides on this free-to-play game called Marvel Heroes. Now, these days questions are coming in like, always the same question, similar question, like how's Deadpool, how is his review, how do you play Deadpool? Which legendary to use for Deadpool? So I'm going to sort of like answer all these questions in one shot, in one video. And you've seen me playing Deadpool in range build. You've seen me playing Deadpool in area build. I'm going to play with the melee build this time. So I'm experiencing three types of sort of like a Deadpool. And so I'm just going to sort of like give introduction. It's not build or guide, by the way, because I intend to sort of like save it for other day whereby I can really do some really good job in terms of making the making a video on him. So but what I'll do is that I'll sort of like just talk a little bit about where he is in terms of all the various kind of like build and so on. So just stay tuned, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll answer the million-dollar question, which legendary to use. But just to have a peace in mind for you, whichever you pick, I'm pretty sure there's only a couple of options that you pick. It doesn't really matter, and you sort of like know a little bit, so you don't need to worry about oh, have I made a serious mistake somewhere. So whichever it is, it's not going to be a bad decision. I'll tell you a little bit later. Alright, so now Deadpool 52 review, being one of the last heroes that has that is being the power tree finally being updated to be the one now, which is wow, what happened? There's a couple of things here. What am I supposed to kill here? Where are the boss? Oh, okay, on the other side. Get a little bit confused. Haven't been sort of like Marvel heroing for a while. Okay, let me just jump to here first, and the ultimate. His ultimate is called Kitchen Sink, by the way, throwing a lot of like random stuff all over the place. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's like the Anado, but it's just more awesome. All right. So now, Deadpool is the last hero that get a 52 review, which means he finally has a proper signature and stuff like that. And the and I mean, he's really awesome in the sense that he doesn't even need spirit at all or any resource. He's just one stat called awesome, and that's it. I mean, here what you usually see here is like like some resource you need to manage. Need to worry about like eating med kit for spirit and so on. There's none. Basically, you just spam whatever it is. Now, unlike say this Splinter, rare commodity these days. Unlike say, I've got so many loots here. I don't even know. I don't know how you guys do it. Like in a sort of like using a controller to try to pick the right loot. I think it's rather impossible. I don't even know which one is mine. I don't want to pick up people's junk, right? I mean, people throw away for some reasons. And yeah, I don't even know what to pick up anymore. This game is just out of control. Anyway, yeah. So he doesn't have any resource at all. You can spam any power, and there's no penalty in terms of his main spender as well. Because usually when heroes that does not have any like a spirit or so, like say this doesn't have a lot of spirit constraint. There's some hero that like that. Then usually the so-called the main spender get a little bit of like kind of like penalized in a sense, but he's pretty good. His number is off the chart, so it doesn't really matter what gear you are, what build you are, or what he's just awesome. Now that begs the question, of course. I mean, is that the future of Marvel heroes? Because I've got heroes whereby I struggle to keep up with the spirit. I've got hero that whereby like Hulk doesn't have any spirit, but it's just not as awesome as Deadpool. So in a sense, I mean, is this the future of Marvel hero? Are they testing it through Deadpool? I don't know. But for those who haven't been away for some time, Deadpool now is just purely no spirit constraint in whatever he does. He just spam anything, and he just like be fine. So I mean, that is the Deadpool right now. You just don't need to watch for spirit anymore. Just keep spamming any power that you feel it didn't fit. that you like to do. And I mean, that is really all. I mean, in terms of survivability, he's pretty good. A lot of ability, a lot of build as well. He has 3 different builds. So you have a range build that is pretty decent. He has range. I mean, I started with the range build. I think it's pretty decent. I've got like the movement build as well. It was pretty fun. Try that in danger room. You know, that's fine, no problem. And I've got like now I've got this like a melee build. Supposedly one of the strongest there. I'm not quite sure because I think from the number perspective, the range build wasn't that bad though. But I can understand why, you know, the melee build probably be a little bit better in the sense that range build, in order for it to be awesome, it has a stat. You know, in order to deal like 40% damage, you have to sort of like, you know, hold the main spender for a while, so it doesn't have the burst, like, you know, unlike say the, you know, the melee build. All right, so now well, there's a lot of things going on here. I think I'm the only one here. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, for all intents and purposes, I think this is a really good kind of like a review. I like it a lot. So and I'm going to show you some numbers later as well, you know, because I know a lot of you ask about the gear and so on. So for the three build, it doesn't really matter whichever you pick. It's really fine. So I'm going to do one last wave here, shall I? Like, you know, then after that I'll jump to talking a little bit more about his legendary. Yeah, it's basically really about I'm just having a great time here. I mean, the melee build actually quite agile as well, not as monotonous as the range build, and not as random as the movement build. So it seems a little bit more purposeful when I played the range build. I mean the melee build. So in terms of 3 builds that I have right now, if you were to ask me, I would say the melee is probably my favorite build. Then followed by the I think the movement is kind of interesting, but I would say the range build is probably the safest one though. But if I want to play like danger room with a group and so on, that is probably what I would you know, be doing. All right, so now I'm going to finish this one off, and I'm going to head over to the next bit, which is talking about the which legendary to use and so on. I can't even see what I'm going to sort of like a loot here. Mr. Sinister, drop me something, anything. Like he has quite a nice I think artifact or whatnot. Maybe that's from danger room. Okay, let me just loot all the bubble. I'm still leveling my grade 70 kind of like alright, legendary. So that's why I'm picking up stuff, and I don't even know whether stuff are for me or not for me, but I'm just picking up nonetheless. Alright, what rank am I in right now? Still quite far away from making that video, so I'm going to make 3 guys as well. One for the one for each build, the melee area as well as ranged. And let me just loot this guy up, and I'll sort of like let me jump to the part about legendary. Which one is the best legendary for Deadpool? All right. So on to the numbers, and well, I mean, this is mainly for I understand quite a lot of like new players has joined my channel. Thank you for your support, and thank you for all the kind words connecting me through Steam and through the in-game. I mean, you know, I enjoy that interaction, making new friends. I mean, that's why we all love video gaming. And so I usually skip this part these days because it's the same old. A lot of the old-timer probably have seen this before. But I'm going to go through this one anyhow because I understand some of you are new. And what I've done is that you know, when I look at gearing, it's always to a hero, himself or herself, because each hero is being designed in a kind of unique way. Some probably has higher crit than the other by design, passive and unique and so on. Some probably has a higher flat damage, you know, and so on. So what I like to do is that I take my hero, which is geared, remove the legendary, and then I take down all the like you know, all the stats that is relevant, like base damage and, you know, physical damage for Deadpool, and so on and so forth, melee kind of thing. And then, you know, I kind of sort of like set all these base values. These are like my benchmark, not benchmark, the baseline, sorry. So I sort of like, if I, without any legendary, my Deadpool is about 48.12 kind of like crit. By the way, all this formula can be found in the Marvel Heroes Compendium. If you Google for it, you'll see that. And then I have certain crit damage rating and so on. Then the Brutal is around this much because of the Hela, thanks to Hela. So I can sort of like calculate the average damage because, the damage, as you've seen in the toolbar, is always the normal damage multiplied by the crit and Brutal kind of like component to it. Now, of course, this doesn't take into account of the the power output. I mean, each power may have a rank as well. I mean, those are separate thing. But this is like, at least you got it sorted here. Then you multiply with the whatever the power that you choose and rotation and so on. And latency, it will kind of affect your DPS as well. Believe it or not. I mean, you could do a test like you try to sort of time a dummy, and after that you do a background downloading quite a fair bit and drop your latency to really low, I mean really high. Then yeah, I mean then they affect your DPS, of course. But so all these things are out of the question right now. Just focusing theory crafting on which legendary is for Deadpool. All right. So now, so what I've done is that I look into Gungnir, Axe, Nullifier, and Crystal. Now Crystal is interesting because as a Crystal itself is not really that great. Not many heroes can really use the Crystal in a meaningful way. Deadpool happens to convert the Spirit into Awesome. So with Awesome, it become which each point in Awesome will give you like damage rating, crit damage rating as well, brutal damage rating. So all this kind of buff the legendary in some sense. So I mean there are only 3 heroes I think that can use the Crystal in a meaningful way. Iron Man definitely is one. Then the War Machine is another one. So which I didn't use that, by the way. And then Deadpool is another potential one. All right. So now, and then after that, what I've done is that I look at the grade 70 and I look at the grade 80 as well. For those who are new to this game, grade 70 costs only 300 OD marks. All right, 300 OD marks, you can get a grade 70. Grade 80 will cost you 1000 OD mark. Now the refund value though, something that you have to take into consideration, because while you can fully refund a grade 70 legendary, you can't fully refund a grade 80 legendary. So whatever decision you make with the grade 80, make sure that you're really happy about it. But the good news though is that if you pick one legendary that is quite commonly used by other heroes, which I usually, for me, because this game I can't play the same hero for too long. I think I think a lot of you try. Some of you may have tried. Even my wife could try to play Rocket Raccoon for a long time. But the content of this game is really not about the content. It's about more heroes that you play. It's not really about one heroes for all content until But after a while, you get bored playing the same hero because content is very narrow in this game. So in a sense, I mean, when I pick a legendary, I always look forward to a couple of things. Number one is that can I refund it to full in case I want to change my mind? Number one. Number two is that can I unequip it and equip it to another hero, so that I do not need to take the penalty. So for grade 80, my advice is always pick one that's common if you intend to play a lot of heroes. But if you are one that spend a lot of time playing this game and say, wow, I don't mind like farming another 1000 OD mark, then yeah, I mean, pick the best for your hero. So with that said, what does that mean for Deadpool is that churn out all the number. You probably have seen it just now. There's a score against the increase in sort of like increase in terms of DPS. By the way, the difference between each one of them is not really significantly like I mean you have to look things in perspective. So if you look at the score itself, the Axe and the Crystal is very close. Now I wouldn't want to say Axe is better than the Crystal. I'll tell you why in just a bit. But the Axe and the Crystal are very close. It is immaterial to say that which one is better. Those two are the best, I would say. All right. So then there's no point in getting Gungnir 80 because my crit is low. Nullifier is not going to be meaningful. That one I know already for sure. So on the 70 range though, I mean on the 70 range, which is what I am at right now, I always go for Gungnir 70 for non-summoner as well as the So for non-summoner and non-hybrid damage type, I always go for Gungnir 70 because it always gives me the best result. So if you're looking at grade 70, don't bother with the Crystal. Go for the Gungnir 70 like I do. But however, if you are rich enough to have 1000 OD mark, then you have two options. Either you go for the Axe or go for the Crystal. Now, what should I sort of advise upon you in terms of which one to get? if you want absolute best for your Deadpool, then of course the crystal is the best choice. Why? Not only does it, in terms of DPU SY, is very close to X, if not more, because like I said, all these are just to my hero. To your hero could be a little bit different. Because it has the bonus health as well, the 1,500 health, that is not something to be ignored. Yeah, so take all things in perspective. I think, you know, if OD mark is not an issue, I can for any OD mark kind of thing, then I'll probably get a crystal. But bear in mind that with that set, you can't really transfer the crystal to any heroes right now, or any of these 50 odd heroes. You only can transfer to Iron Man if you don't have one. If your Iron Man doesn't run like, you know, hybrid, all right. So, and yeah, I mean, the choice is really yours. My job here is to highlight what are the sort of like aspect to it. So if you are very rich and say, wow, OD mark not an issue, crystal. If you say, well, let me play it safe. I want my Deadpool to be awesome, but I really want flexibility, because today I may play Deadpool, a month or two later I may play something else, that someone else that may use the X in a more meaningful manner. Then yeah, I mean, then you could you know, get an X, and then after that, when you're done with Deadpool, have a lot of fun with Deadpool and say, well, I'm done with it. Transfer the X to another hero, so no cost. I mean, you know, that's it. There's no penalty at all. So I hope this video is useful. I mean, you know, as always, do drop me a note, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out here. And if you like this sort of video, remember there's a guide. There's a link at the description of my. There's a. I'm distracted. So on. Hang on. Let me just thumb my ultimate here. Well, the boss is gone. Is it? Let me see. Where's the boss? The boss is. Mwah. So yeah, I mean, at the description of this video, there's a link back to my website. It has a lot of like you know, recent guides. Some of them are more recent than the other, but I always try my best to keep them you know, updated for you guys. So yeah, I mean, enjoy the rest of the celebration for those who are celebrating Chinese New Year. 恭喜發財 and 恭喜發財. And I'm just going to take this down, and I think, where is the boss? I can't see the boss. Do you guys see the boss? Where's the boss? Man, I don't know. There's one more Santino. Oh, this is the boss, is it? Well, anyway, yeah, so it's not worth it. Alright, see you next time. Goodbye.